Here's the latest from the Bureau Meteorologist Tropical Cyclone Warning Centre in Perth. Severe Tropical Cyclone Wallace is currently a Category 3 and located at 2 a.m. Australian Western Standard Time near 16.3 degrees south, 115 degrees east, and location is about 530 kilometres north-northwest of Karratha, 590 kilometres north of Onslow, moving west-southwest at 17 kilometres an hour. Severe Tropical Cyclone Wallace will continue to track towards the west-southwest this morning and will then take a more westerly track during today over open waters and well north of the Pilbara coast. Wallace is forecast to gradually weaken throughout Tuesday and is likely to weaken below cyclone intensity during Wednesday or Thursday. And Wallace is not expected to impact the Western Australian coast. The Joy Typhoon Warning Centre's current advisory has Wallace located near 16.7 degrees south, 115.2 degrees east. Maximum sustained winds 65 knots, gusting 80 knots. And it's located around 342 nautical miles north of Limouth, tracking southwest at 8 knots. This is over the last 6 hours. Animated and enhanced infrared satellite imagery depicts a central dense overcast CDA feature obscuring the low-level circulation centre. A microwave image indicates a small, approximately 50 to 60 nautical miles symmetric convective core with fragmented convective banding. The initial intensity is increased to 65 knots, which is above the VORAC current intensity estimates of 3.5, 55 knots from multi-agencies, and a SATCON estimate of 57 knots. Upper level conditions have maintained with low vertical wind shear around 15 knots, a robust poleward outflow channel, in addition to warm sea surface temperatures around 29-30 Celsius. The cyclone is forecast to track southwest to west-southwest through the next 36 hours along the northwestern periphery of a deep layered subtropical ridge currently positioned over Western Australia. After 36 hours, the cyclone should turn more westward as it transitions to the steering influence of a low-level steering ridge located to the south and southwest, with the exception of NAFGEM. Numerical model guidance is in tight agreement with the 50 nautical mile spread in solutions at the 72-hour mark. Consequently, there is high confidence in the Joy Typhoon Warning Centre's forecast track, and the cyclone is expected to maintain intensity through the next 12 hours, gradually weakening as environmental conditions are forecast to deteriorate as it encounters westerly upper level flow, higher vertical wind shear and convergence aloft. A gradual weakening trend will begin with dissipation expected by the 72-hour mark. And on the screen was the life of Wallace up to a few hours ago. Now we have a look at various tracks and intensity on the Cat 3 system. EPS track guidance. And it's interesting to note that the track in green, possible weaker back towards the Western Australia coast, but the consensus appears to have it remaining offshore. Late cycle intensity guidance. And this is the Safford-Simpson Hurricane scale. Another satellite view of the life of the system. The Tropical Tidbits website, the owner operator is Levi Cowan, and further tracks on the system. So the Western Australian coastal region was spared from Wallace. And we still have the weak tropical low, or Invest 98S, which is currently to the west of Darwin. Now we have a look at the precipitation outlook. It's a GFS model, and this is from 7 AM through to the same period Wednesday. Bureau Meteorology New South Wales has a strong wind warning for the Sydney closed waters, Byron, Goffs, Macquarie, Hunter, Sydney, Illawarra, Batemans and Eden coasts. Now we have a look at the wind model, that's the GFS. And again, the information's at the bottom of the screen. Storm probability. Strong wind warning, the Central Coast, Central Gippsland, East Gippsland Coast, down there in Victoria. A frost warning for the Central North, Midlands and East Coast, down there in Tasmania. Now we have a look at the Bureau's rainfall outlook. Tasmania, strong wind warning for the lower east and southeast coast. And a flood warning remains in place for inland rivers, the area of the Gorda Lagoon and the Warburton River. And here in Queensland, the Bureau of Meteorology still has flood warnings in place. There's no warnings for the Northern Territory. Upper level divergence is around 40 knots. The 24-hour shear tendency. And the red icon marks the position of Wallace. And the 850 millibar vorticity clearly shows up the two systems and the wind shear. The wind shear has been a major factor in the life of Wallace, and the GFS precipitation model extracted from the Pivotal Weather website.
You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com, our YouTube page youtube.com/Force13, on Facebook under the same name Force 13, and our Twitter handle, it's @Force13 if you wish to get in touch. You can also add Force 13 on Skype and my personal account on Discord, Fool13, at extension 9094.